You ask most people what their number one fear is. What do you think it is? Most people's number one fear is public humiliation. Okay? I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not afraid of it.
Mel Gibson's latest film, Sound of Freedom, is stirring up Hollywood. Known for his iconic roles in Mad Max and Braveheart, Gibson has faced controversy before, but this time it's not just his acting in the spotlight, it's his stance against woke culture. In a 6-year-old interview with John Lithgow, Gibson predicted Hollywood's radical shift, saying,
"I've never seen Hollywood quite so shaken by anything.
It's a little late.
So we'll see how it all shakes down. Hopefully it clears the air a little bit."
Woke culture started as a movement for social justice, according to Gibson. It has now evolved into something that stifles creativity and silences opposing views. He describes it as a creativity-crushing, silence-enforcing beast, and says, "I've had enough." Gibson compares Hollywood to a group of priests who reprimand and exile anyone who doesn't conform to their beliefs.
Generally passively sit by and tolerate any kind of nonsense, but if one of their priests utters something that resembles orthodoxy, well then they spring into action, they reprimand him, and they bully him and do their best to cancel him. And it's succeed. They drum him out of the service, off he goes.
From the beginning, Sound of Freedom wasn't embraced by major studios. The film doesn't just sidestep political correctness, it tears it apart. It tackles the harsh reality of child trafficking in Latin America, a topic Hollywood, according to Gibson, tends to avoid. From day one, studios tried to suppress the movie, hoping it would fade away, but Gibson and his team had different plans. Instead of backing down, they devised a smart strategy, a staggered release across various countries. This not only kept the film in the spotlight, but also generated lasting buzz.
The social contract. You can't get mad. You can't get mad. You can't let it get you, because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be fucked over at some point.
This strategy was not just smart, it was revolutionary. Sound of Freedom not only shattered box office records, but also ignited discussions about corruption within the entertainment industry and Hollywood's hypocrisy. Unlike most films that quickly disappear from theaters, this one generated continued debate, shedding light on the harsh realities of child trafficking.
Sound of Freedom is smashing it at the box office and is being attacked continually by the mainstream. Is that because it's a box office success?
The industry's response was swift and harsh. Mainstream media launched a series of attacks on the film, as Sound of Freedom posed a direct challenge to the woke agenda that dominates Hollywood. Rather than retreating, Gibson became the film's most outspoken advocate, calling out the hypocrisy of an industry that claims to care about social issues while staying silent on child trafficking.
The recruiters weren't the guys. It wasn't some weird dude in a mask, glasses, and a white van. It was a woman. It was a non-threatening person. So this 17-year-old girl recruits this 10-year-old and was horrified what happened. So she promises this girl candy and ice cream. But what she finds is a bunch of guys that kidnapped her, shot her full of fentanyl, and she had to hear this 10-year-old girl for the next 2 hours.
In recent interviews, Gibson has been candid in expressing that Hollywood has lost its way, prioritizing political agendas over authentic storytelling. In a world where deviating from the norms can lead to exclusion, Mel has returned stronger than ever. For Gibson, the true hypocrisy in Hollywood lies in its readiness to cancel anyone who steps out of line while conveniently ignoring issues when it benefits them.
That's how this town has been running for so long. They'll mute you. They'll try to mute you at all costs.
Sound of Freedom has revealed the flaws in Hollywood's facade. While some commend its courage, many within the industry choose to dismiss it as fear-mongering. However, with support from a global audience and Mel Gibson's determination, the film not only survived but thrived. It has left a lasting impact on the film industry and challenged the norms that Hollywood tries to enforce.
From beginning to end, it's very brief. He says, women on film, either naked or dead. Both is better. And it's like, whoa! Ooh.
In today's Hollywood, conforming to the woke narrative often seems more significant than tackling real-world issues. Mel Gibson emerges as a defiant figure. While the industry presents itself as a beacon of social justice, it frequently prioritizes protecting its image over confronting uncomfortable truths. By attempting to suppress films that challenge their agenda, Hollywood inadvertently amplifies the very messages they seek to downplay. Gibson stands out as an unconventional filmmaker. Unlike the industry's politically correct, box-ticking productions, he chooses to tell stories that challenge norms, provoke thought, and stir controversy. For instance, Hacksaw Ridge tells the true story of Desmond Doss, a man who saved 75 soldiers during World War II without firing a shot. The film is raw, emotionally gripping, and unflinchingly depicts the harsh realities of war, contrasting sharply with the sanitized Hollywood narratives audiences often encounter. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Critics praised it, audiences embraced it, and Gibson received yet another Oscar nomination. More importantly, the film demonstrated that viewers crave authentic, impactful stories, not just those that neatly fit into a politically correct framework. Now, with the Passion of the Christ, Resurrection on the horizon, Gibson is gearing up to push boundaries even further. This upcoming film, deeply rooted in Christian themes, is anticipated to be just as, if not more, controversial than the original. In a Hollywood that often sidesteps or dilutes religious content, Gibson's bold embrace of these themes distinguishes him from his peers. His willingness to create such a film shows he is unafraid of controversy and indifferent to the inevitable backlash. It's noteworthy that Gibson's colleagues support him even when it's unpopular. Robert Downey Jr., for example, has openly praised Gibson for his support during a dark time in his life. Downey Jr. recalled how Gibson encouraged him not to lose hope and to find his faith, emphasizing that it didn't need to be his or anyone else's faith as long as it was rooted in forgiveness. This personal support reveals a different side of Gibson, one often overshadowed by his controversial public image.
Actually, I asked Mel to present this award to me for a reason, because when I couldn't get sober, he told me not to give up hope, and he urged me to find my faith. Didn't have to be his or anyone else's as long as it was rooted in forgiveness.
Hollywood's response to figures like Gibson underscores the industry's inherent double standards. When celebrities such as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson face accusations of scandalous behavior, including involvement in child trafficking conspiracy theories, reactions are often mixed. Some defend them, while others quietly distance themselves, but a significant uproar is seldom seen. In contrast, whenever Gibson critiques woke culture, the backlash is swift and severe, revealing the hypocrisy at play.
In today's easy cancel culture world, and cancel culture, woke culture, this culture, that culture, division, etc., that really bugs me.
The key distinction is that Mel Gibson refuses to back down. He has witnessed Hollywood's darker aspects, endured public scandals, and faced blacklisting, only to emerge stronger with a renewed sense of purpose. For Gibson, this struggle goes beyond filmmaking. It's about saving the essence of Hollywood. So, what does this ongoing battle signify for the future of the entertainment industry? One thing is certain. Mel Gibson is not going anywhere. As Hollywood pushes its woke agenda, Gibson stands firm, and he is not alone. His films resonate with an increasing audience that feels disconnected from Hollywood's current trajectory. His readiness to voice his opinions, even when unpopular or risky, is attracting new fans who appreciate his defiance.
It does feel different. I think because, I don't know, I think just because I've been around longer, it's different. Yeah. I'm more relaxed about the whole thing, you know, because there's no point in being anything else, right?
It's true.
So, you know, I'm not going to get all wound up about it. I'm going to just try and, like, observe.
Yeah.
But the battle is far from over. Hollywood operates as a formidable entity that resists challenges. Yet Gibson has shown that he is willing to confront powerful figures. Regardless of whether you share his opinions, it's clear that Mel Gibson is making waves. The industry is beginning to feel the strain. As Hollywood seeks to balance artistic freedom with social accountability, Gibson's steadfast opposition to the woke agenda has made him a contentious figure. Some see him as a pioneer, pushing limits, while others consider him disconnected from current values. What's undeniable is that he is one of the few who dares to question the established norms. Gibson's resolve to present genuine, provocative narratives despite potential backlash highlights a larger dialogue about the importance of free expression and storytelling in our culture.
You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
At its core, Gibson's journey is not merely about challenging Hollywood's values. It's about advocating for a style of storytelling that confronts difficult or unpopular truths. His work resonates with an expanding audience that feels sidelined by the industry's narrowing focus. As Hollywood struggles with its identity, figures like Mel Gibson are compelling the industry to reassess its priorities and face its own contradictions. Ultimately, whether you agree with him or not, Gibson's influence on Hollywood is undeniable. His resolve to uphold his beliefs serves as a reminder that some voices will always push back against being silenced. What do you think? Is Mel Gibson a visionary filmmaker driving a vital cultural shift? Or is he simply disconnected from the evolving landscape of Hollywood? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more comprehensive updates on this unfolding story.